What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder Q&A. Okay, this is a Q&A session because it's some comments that I was reading in one of my last videos yesterday, and it was these comments were on were about a video I did about Fanon, because Fanon called me in his live stream a hater and a liar. Okay, and this is Curtis' place, and this is what he had to say. Okay, he says, a liar. He says, wow, those are strong words, Kurt. I won't call you a liar, but you are definitely obstinate in your stubborn refusal to see the truth. If Tyson Fury were to come out and told you he cheated tomorrow and showed you how he did it, you still wouldn't believe him because your main objective is to undermine and discredit Deontay Wilder at all costs. Wow, hold it right there. First off, I don't discredit Deontay Wilder at all costs. If Fury cheated, well, obviously, if Fury came out and say, hey, I cheated, you know, I mean, it would be one big ass scandal. You know, it would be so many people like, hey, I told you so. Hey, I told you so. But you know, the fact of the matter is, if that actually happened, you would have people saying that from different platforms, different channels, what have you. But at the end of the day, the only way they would really know he did it unless he came out and said, I did it. Because based off the shit that they're saying, what he's saying, refusal to see the truth, where is the truth lie? Come on, I mean, what have you gave me beside a video where the rest of the photos can't even be seen, a doctor with no name, the other accusations about the wild boar meat with Tyson Fury cheating 5 years ago, and I think that was actually an attempt to stop the third fight from actually happening, because they know for a fact what happened in the second fight. Okay, that's why I think that was created. I don't think that was trying to. I don't think that was trying to give Fury props. I think that was just trying to explain, if Fury cheated 5 years ago, he could cheat then. On top of that, since it's still open in investigation, how could he fight Deontay Wilder a third time? That's what they were trying to do, I feel. However, my main objective is to undermine and discredit Deontay Wilder. No, I give credit where credit's due. Simple. Okay? If Deontay Wilder, he's done a lot with the limited skills that he has, or the limited skills that he displays. Okay, because I think that's really personality with Wilder. I think Wilder, when it comes to skill, Wilder doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe that he has to do certain things to get the job done. All he has to do is land that one special right hand, God-gifted punch that he has, and lights out. So therefore, if you have that and you got that type of mindset, you're not going to worry about putting in focus and trying to learn different shit to get a job done, especially after you lost. But we will see. Okay, we will see when he fights Fury again. There's really nothing else about that. You know, so it's one of those situations where this guy, he also says, however, I do believe that your colorism plays a huge role in your dislike and jealousy of Deontay Wilder. You are a light-skinned black man who just so happens to be extremely harsh and unfair in your criticism against a fighter in Deontay Wilder, who happens to be a dark-skinned black man, which is probably why you resent him so much and love Anthony Joshua, because he's a light-skinned black man such as yourself. In so many ways, you've torn out a page in the white supremacist playbook when it comes to your own people. What the fuck is that about? Look, okay. The colorism part, I don't know what I don't know what he's talking about, and I'm not going to try to credit myself. Oh, my best friend. No, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. That's absolutely untrue. I don't come across or don't favor certain fighters because of what they look like. That's exactly what I preach against on this channel, because other people are doing it. And I think I don't know what Curtis looks like, Curtis's place. I don't know what he looks like, but maybe, just maybe, this is a problem with Curtis. Okay. I think Curtis, if he is a dark-skinned brother, okay, I think certain people, and it's happened on both sides. If you can't really believe I'm talking about this, but if you are a light-skinned guy, my father used to get picked on and get beat up at school, fights all the time because of the color of his skin, because he was a very, very fair complected guy, right? And he took that. Okay, that's the reality of it. With Curtis, maybe he's a dark-skinned guy and went through a lot of crap being a dark-skinned person, and people used to pick on him and bug him, and then at that point, you know, people develop complexes. You know, if you got a big nose all your life, people are going to talk about, hey, man, hey, what's going on, Pinocchio? Pinocchio over there, what are you doing? You know, so you'll always have a complex about your nose or something about yourself that people make fun of, or, you know, or pick on you about. Okay, so I think that's Curtis's problem. So what happens in that situation? People that have these problems, people that went through these type of discriminations when it comes to skin color, they have that complex about themselves. Therefore, they lash out at other people when anytime they feel that that's happening again and it's reoccurring in the present state or the present time, like he thinks that I'm doing. I'm not doing that because of that. Obviously, Curtis hasn't seen all my videos about Deontay Wilder. Okay? So some of these videos are positive videos about Wilder. What Wilder can do, his capabilities, his attributes, the things that he's done outside the ring. I've done videos on all that. I think what people's problem is, if you're an avid Wilder fan, you don't like a person that talks 50-50. So if I do say anything bad about Wilder, I might as well be his enemy despite the good things I said about him. You know what I mean? So I think that's another problem in this. But as far as Curtis, I hate that he feels that way, because that's not the case. You know, that's not the case at all. You know, and most of the times with Wilder, it was the negotiations and his team that I criticized more than himself. But then again, it is his team, though. So he has the right, I think, maybe not, to kick them out, fire them, or whatever. I don't know if he has that power. I really don't know that. So I don't know if that's the case. But most of the time, when I'm talking about Wilder, I'm talking about why the fights that he's fought hasn't been better opposition. I know how many knockouts he has, but that was been always the thorn in his side, the opposition. Okay, so it has nothing to do with his fucking skin color. I could care less if he was purple. It didn't matter. It wouldn't matter if what color he was. You know, so I don't see that. I don't even think that way. You know, I know what a person looks like or whatever, but I mean, in all, you're still one race of people. Counterpunch. But a lot of people, you know, it's crazy. What else does he have to say? In theory, yes, he says, yes, in theory, I agree with you that boxing is about the sweet science and should not be about race, but practically in reality it is not. It's only about race. It's only about race. Boxing has broken off into tribalism. Well, that's true. Tribalism, sure. Manny Pacquiao is very popular in the Philippines because he's Filipino. Okay, obviously. So each tribe roots for their own fighter on the basis of race, ethnicity, or nationality. Well, I think a lot of people support their fighters nationally. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, because that doesn't show racism. That's nationalism. That's support of your nation. You know what I mean? That's if someone like, oh, I'm from Puerto Rico, so I like Miguel Cotto. Or I'm from Cuba, so I like Luis Ortiz. You know? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you would say that. I mean, nothing's wrong with that. It's just the problem is when these type of guys start only liking certain fighters and blocking their better judgment when something is clearly visible and they're blinded by race. That's the problem. Or ethnicity. That's the problem. You know, if that was anyone else, you would have seen that clearly. Just like a lot of black people think, oh, Tyson Fury cheated because he's a white guy beating a black guy. If it was just two white guys, no, this wouldn't even be a conversation, people. They had to come up with that because of that, okay? And I did a separate video on that. But no, it starts racism and all that stuff like that. If it's starting to blur or deter what you can naturally see normally, there's a problem. If you can see something with the visible eye, like, hey, that ain't right. Oh, but no, you know, Wilder hit him behind the head. You don't see that. But then you see Wilder get hit behind. Oh, he got hit behind the head. I'm like, you didn't see Wilder hit him behind the head? Just using Wilder as an example. But, you know, like a lot of fighters, you know, they're like Miguel Cotto used to hit below the belt. Trinidad, too. If you're a Trinidad fan, oh, no, that wasn't low. Yes, it was low. So in other words, a lot of people will overlook things because they think a certain way or because they back a certain fighter based on some type of bias like race, okay, or nationality or ethnicity, okay. When that starts to happen, that's when it's a problem, okay. And if you only look at it like that, that means a lot of times you hate another race of people or dislike another person or nationality because they're not you. That's the other problem with it. But anyway, I just had to clear up this because a lot of times people erase these comments and other channels. You know, I don't do that over here. You know, I have to set the record straight, do some proper counterpunching. So this guy has been counterpunched. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.